What is up? Welcome to another My 600 Pound Life recap and reaction. So we are still in season 10. This is episode 8 featuring James. Now this was a good episode, right? Now before I get into my thoughts on it, I want to hear from you all. I would love this to be interactive. So let me know in the comments below, what did you think of the episode? What stood out to you? Did you see any pros or cons, like any negative behavior? How did you like how Dr. Now handled James? Let me know in the comments. So let me give you my thoughts. I love this episode. I was a little concerned at first, I'm not going to lie. So when the episode starts, we find out that James is a 38-year-old man from New York, and he's Caribbean, right? So he talks about how he grew up eating a lot of heavy foods. I know, like, I have a good friend from Jamaica, and she loves rice with everything, right? So he ate a lot of heavy foods. He told us how he dealt with weight issues all his life. I believe by the time he was 15 years old, he was over like 300 or 400 pounds. So that lets us know James has dealt with weight issues all his life. I was like, wow, when he told us that he was, sweetening up the lunch ladies at school to get food from them all throughout the school day, I was like, yo, this dude is charismatic. Like, this is crazy. And he said, when his moms got home at night, she would, fix heavy meals for the family. So he's eating all this food at school and then coming home eating heavy meals. So I guess the mom maybe didn't know what was going on at school. Now his female cousin, I can't remember her name right now, but I just feel like at first I'm like, she's very overbearing, almost like motherly to him. And I was really side-eyeing her at first because I'm like, you're not his mother. This is a grown-ass man. Why are you talking to him like this? Because she's like, oh, James, are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. So she's very, accommodating. You would think this is her husband, but no, this is his cousin. So as the episode proceeded, I really started to have a liking to her and her support of James, right? So James, his cousin, and someone else, I can't remember, they drive to Texas to go to Dr. Now for his initial appointment. And I just couldn't believe how much food James ate. And James was like DoorDashing, Grubhubbing every meal. James didn't cook a damn thing. And I was like, yo, how does James afford to live? Because I know I live in a major city. His city is more expensive than the one I live in. So I couldn't imagine like DoorDashing and Grubhubbing my food every day. I love to cook person. But he was just ordering everything out. And he even said in an episode, I can't really afford to eat and pay my bills. So when he ordered big breakfast, he was on the app. He said he spent all his day on the apps just ordering food. I was like, this is crazy. And when he was talking and in those white drawers, I was like, did we really need to see James in the white-ass drawers? We didn't need to see that. Now, we'll give James credit. When James was showering, James seemed to have really good hygiene. I see that James had like a sponge or some extender to help him bathe. So I'm going to give James credit for having really good hygiene. Now, we remember old boy from last week, Ryan, was so disgusting. I think Ryan used baby wipes and he was just nasty. Like he washed his ass in his chair. Ryan was gross. But James seemed to have good hygiene, even though he's a larger man, obviously, but he had good hygiene. So I appreciate James for that. But, okay, so they make it to Houston. It took them like 3 days because I guess sitting in the car so long was hard on James. And I couldn't believe when James like, oh my God, all this walking and moving around, it's hard. I'm like, what in the hell, James? You're supposed to walk and move around. How is that hard on you? So I thought that was sad. So I'm rooting for James. I want to see James succeed. Unfortunately, in this episode, we find out that James' father does pass away suddenly. And of course, that's such a significant blow to the family. And so James grieves the loss of his father. But what I didn't like how James was trying to use that as a way to not go see Dr. Now. And Dr. Now, I would say Dr. Now was really easy with James. I feel like, in the past, Dr. Now could be very in your face, very matter of fact with patients. But I believe a lawsuit or something, Dr. Now doesn't speak as directly with his patients. Like Dr. Now was like Kevin Samuels before we knew who Kevin Samuels was. But Dr. Now is explaining to James, like, look, I'm so sorry for your loss. However, you have to be healthy for you or your family will experience another tragedy and you have to live life for you. And that's true, because one thing about life I've noticed is that you will not always be motivated to do things, but you have to do what's right for you, even when you don't feel like it. Like you got to say, look, I'm going to get up, I'm going to walk, I'm going to eat healthy today. And really eating healthy is one meal at a time. So I was glad when Dr. Now gave him that pep talk, and he also referred him to Dr. Paradise to work out his emotional issues. Because obviously you don't get to be over 600 pounds and not have some emotional issues. And plus he just lost his father. And these last 2 years, we all have been through so much. We all have been traumatized. I know people personally have lost both parents in this global just pandemic. So my heart goes out to anybody that's experienced loss. It's tragic and it is hard, but you have to pick up the pieces and move on. So I was happy when he went to Dr. Paradise, and Dr. Paradise was like, okay, you need to go outside. So he started going outside and just getting fresh air. Like, what a difference fresh air makes. Just appreciating the earth, like the beauty of the trees, the flowers, just small things, like just having an attitude of gratitude. I think that benefited James so much. And again, at first I did mention I thought James's cousin was a bit overbearing, but as the episode progressed, I really started to love her because she's so supportive to James and everything that James has been through. We obviously see James don't have a lot of friends, so it's so awesome that he has someone in his corner that can say, come on, James, you can do it. Let's go walk. Let's go to the park. And I could tell he had social anxiety because when he went to the park, he was thinking people were thinking about him or looking at him. But, he can't say that. He doesn't know what someone else is thinking. And even if they are, so fucking what? You doing your weight loss journey for you. Bump those people. You don't know those people. So I was grateful that he had this great, amazing cousin in his corner. Now, James had a girlfriend because he had lived in Florida briefly, but he says he wants to go back to her, but he wants to go back with weight loss. So I really want to see an update from James because in this episode, James got on it. When he started seeing Dr. Paradise, James really turned things around and he got approved for weight loss surgery. Now, we didn't see James actually get the weight loss surgery in this episode, but I am so ecstatic for James, so proud of him for taking charge of his health. And I know his father is so proud of him. That's one way to honor his father's memory is to take good care of himself and live a fulfilling life, a beautiful life. So, shouts out to James. I'm hoping next season we get an update from you, James. So proud of you. But again, I appreciate y'all for watching this, especially if you stayed to the end. Let me know, what did you think of this episode? I want to keep the conversation going. And if you have any tea on James, if you have any updates on him, I'm going to be scouring the internet to see if I have any updates to share with you all on James. But that's it for now. Please subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Share this out. People who like these reactions, the recaps. And if you have any suggestions, anything you'd like me to react to, or anything you'd like to see on the channel, let me know. I love hearing from you. I value each and every one of you all. And then until the next upload later, you all stay safe, be blessed. Thanks for watching.